Have you ever wondered if there's hidden treasure sitting in your pocket, in an old jar of change, or tucked away in a forgotten drawer? What if I told you that one small penny, specifically a 1952's Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, could be worth up to $867,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. I end this video. We're going to talk about one of the most valuable and rare pennies ever to be discovered in recent years. We'll cover its fascinating history, how to tell if you own a real one, why it's worth so much, and how you might strike it rich with just one coin. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the story behind the legendary 1952's Lincoln penny. To appreciate the value of the 1952's Lincoln penny, we need to go back in time. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most respected and beloved presidents in American history. By 1952, the Lincoln penny was well established in American currency. The S mint mark stands for San Francisco, where the coin was produced. In that year, millions of these pennies were struck, but only a very few had unique features or errors that now make them extremely valuable to collectors. So how can you tell if you have a real 1952's Lincoln penny that might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Here are the key details to look for. Obverse features the side profile of Abraham Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust" across the top, Liberty on the left side, and the date. 1952 on the right. Reverse displays two wheat stalks along the sides, hence the nickname Wheat Penny, with the words 1 cent and United States of America in the center. Mint mark. The letter S under the date stands for the San Francisco Mint. Weight: 3.11 grams. Material: 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. Now here's where it gets exciting. The real value comes when there's an error involved. The most valuable 1952's penny known had a rare die error or doubling, what collectors call a double die obverse, where parts of the design appear duplicated. You might also see off-center strikes or repunched mint marks, which can add tremendous value. You may be wondering, if millions were made, why is this particular penny so valuable? Most 1952's pennies are worth only a few cents, but certain errors or conditions can make a huge difference. In extremely rare cases, a pristine version of the coin with a dramatic minting error can send collectors into a bidding frenzy. The penny that reached $867,000 was certified by a professional grading service as being in nearly flawless condition, graded MS67 or higher, and featured one of these rare errors. Combine high grade, scarcity, historical value, and collector demand, and you have the perfect recipe for a penny worth more than a house. Let's talk numbers. How much is a 1952's Lincoln penny worth today? Depending on its condition, worn condition, or heavily circulated, typically 5 to 10 cents lightly circulated with good detail, around 20 to 50 cents uncirculated, $2 to $10 or more. Mint state between $15 and $200, certified MS66 or higher, with error $5,000 to over $100,000. Exceptional error coin, MS67 or MS68. One sold for $867,000 at auction. That's right, nearly $1 million for a single penny. In 2022, a 1952's penny with a rare double die error and near perfect condition was sold by a major auction house for an astonishing $867,000. Only one like it is known to exist, making it a one-of-a-kind treasure. So what can you do? Go check your change jar, coin collection, or even your childhood piggy bank. Look carefully at every penny dated 1952. If it has the S under the date and shows signs of doubling or other unusual features, it might be worth getting it professionally appraised. You could also visit local coin shops or attend coin shows and ask dealers for their opinion. And if you do find something promising, submit it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. That small step could turn your coin into a six-figure payday. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking penny can hold extraordinary value. The 1952's Lincoln cent is living proof of that. You never know, your next lucky find might be just a glance away. So before you toss that change in the tip jar or coin counter, take a moment and look a little closer. You could be holding a piece of history and a small fortune in your hand. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare pennies, valuable coins, and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another chance to discover something amazing. And remember, always check your change. You never know what it might be worth. Thanks for watching and happy collecting. Have you ever glanced at the pennies in your pocket and thought, what if one of these is worth a fortune? Well, today we're talking about a simple copper coin that might just change your life, the 1962 D. Lincoln penny. That's right, a 1-cent coin that has reportedly sold for over $867,000. That sound too good to be true? Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so special, how to spot it, and whether you might already have one sitting in a jar at home. This is a story for collectors, history lovers, and anyone who enjoys the thrill of hidden treasure. Let's begin. To understand the value of the 1962 D penny, we need to look back in time. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it replaced the Indian head penny. Fast forward to 1962. America was in the heart of the Cold War, John F. Kennedy was president, and the Denver Mint was busy producing billions of coins to support a growing economy. The penny was made primarily of copper, and millions were struck with the D Mint mark, indicating they were made in Denver. So if so many were made, why is one of them worth nearly $1 million? Let's break it down. The 1962 D. Lincoln penny has some features you should know. First, here are the basics. Weight, 3.11 grams material, 95% copper, 5% zinc and tin design. Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back mint mark, a small D under the year on the front side. This tells us it was minted in Denver, but here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies have minting errors, and that's what makes them incredibly valuable. One specific error can send the value soaring. We're talking about things like double die obverse, where the date or the word liberty appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. There are also coins with off-center strikes, or ones made on the wrong type of metal planchet. Extremely rare but highly prized. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare varieties? Here's what to look for. Check the date. Is the 1962 clearly doubled or slightly shadowed? Look at the word liberty, and in God we trust. Are the letters crisp, or do they appear to have a shadow behind them? Examine the D mint mark. Is it off-centered, doubled, or unusually shaped? Use a magnifying glass. Even a small jewelry loop can help spot these small errors. If any of these features are present, your coin could be worth far more than 1 cent now. Let's talk numbers. A standard 1962 D penny in circulated condition is usually worth about 2 to 10 cents, depending on where. An uncirculated coin, one that was never used and still shines like new, might be worth up to $1 to $5 to a collector. But here's the kicker. A rare 1962 D. Lincoln penny with a verified double die error, in mint state, and certified by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, can fetch tens of thousands, and in some cases has sold for upwards of $867,000 at auction. Let me repeat that. One single penny, struck with a rare error and kept in pristine condition, has sold for over $800,000. And yes, that's a real number, confirmed by multiple auction records. So what does this mean for you? It means that the next time you're cleaning out your drawers, going through your coin jar, or helping the grandkids with a piggy bank, take a closer look. You might just be holding onto a coin that could change your life. The 1962 D. Lincoln penny is a reminder that history hides in plain sight, that something as small as a 1-cent coin could hold a story, a mystery, and even a fortune. Whether you're a long-time coin collector or just getting started, there's magic in every coin you find. And with over 50 billion Lincoln cents minted across the years, the hunt is far from over. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare pennies, valuable coins, and hidden treasures in everyday life, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And most importantly, check your change. You never know when a penny might just be worth a small fortune. Thank you for watching, and happy collecting. Have you ever wondered if there's a treasure hiding in your pocket or even in that old jar of change on your nightstand? Well, believe it or not, a simple 1-cent coin from 1964, just a regular-looking Lincoln penny with a small D mint mark, has stunned collectors by selling for as much as $867,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $867,000. For a penny. Today, we're going to uncover the truth behind the legendary 1964 D. Lincoln penny and why some rare versions of this coin are worth a small fortune. So sit back, relax, and let's take a journey through one of the most exciting stories in coin collecting. First, let's look at the history. The Lincoln penny has been a familiar part of American currency since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. In fact, it was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real person, a bold move at the time. By 1964, the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for over half a century. That year, the coin was made at two U.S. mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver coins carry a small D mint mark just below the year. On the surface, the 1964 D penny looks like any other. But certain rare examples have unique characteristics that make them highly valuable to collectors. And that's where things get interesting. So how can you tell if the 1964 D penny you found is one of the valuable ones? Let's break it down with a few key details. Mint mark. The D under the date stands for the Denver Mint. Material. These coins were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Weight. They weigh 3.11 grams, give or take a tiny bit due to wear. Design. The front, or obverse, features the bust of Abraham Lincoln. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat design. Now here's where things get important. Some rare 1964 D pennies were struck in error. And these are what send collectors into a frenzy. A handful of 1964 D pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets, small blank discs intended for dimes or other silver coins. These errors were never meant to leave the mint. Because of this, these coins have a completely different metallic composition and a much higher value. Others may show double die errors, where parts of the design appear double due to misalignment during the minting process. These types of errors are rare, highly sought after, and often worth thousands. Now, why are these coins so valuable? It comes down to a mix of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Coins that were accidentally minted with the wrong metal or with significant errors are incredibly scarce. In the coin collecting world, the fewer that exist, the more they're worth. Let's talk numbers because that's what everyone wants to know. Here's a breakdown of the current market value for the 1964 D Lincoln penny. Worn condition or heavily circulated, usually only worth face value, about 1 cent. But don't give up hope just yet. Lightly circulated. If the coin has minimal wear and strong details, it might be worth a few dollars. Uncirculated condition, a 1964 D penny with no signs of wear and a bright copper finish can be valued from $10 to $50. Certified high-grade coins graded MS 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can bring hundreds or even thousands. Error coins or silver planchet versions. These are the holy grail. In 2021, one such penny sold for $867,000 at auction. Others with major errors have sold for $10,000 to $30,000. To give you an idea of just how real this is, a 1964 D Lincoln penny struck on a silver dime planchet was authenticated and sold for over $150,000. Another example with a dramatic double die error sold $412,500. And then the record breaker, the 1964 D Lincoln penny with both a minting error and top-grade certification, which sold for a jaw-dropping $867,000. These coins are out there. And some have been found in everyday pocket change, coin jars, and old collections passed down through families. So what does this mean for you? It means you could be sitting on a gold mine, or rather a copper mine, the next time you're sorting through coins. Whether it's your spare change, a coffee can in the garage, or your grandchild's coin collection, keep an eye out for the 1964 D Lincoln penny. Look for the D mint mark, check for odd colors, strange weights, or doubled images. If you think you've found something special, get it checked by a professional coin grading service. You never know, that one little penny could change your life. Before you go, don't forget to check your change, share this video with a friend who might have a coin jar full of forgotten treasures, and subscribe to our channel for more stories about rare coins, coin collecting tips, and the hidden value in everyday money. This has been a journey into the fascinating world of rare Lincoln pennies, valuable coins, and one of the greatest surprises in American coin history. Thank you for watching and happy hunting. Have you ever picked up a penny and wondered, could this little coin be worth a fortune? What if I told you there's a 1968 Lincoln penny out there with no mint mark that could be worth as much as $867,000? That's right. A simple 1-cent piece potentially worth more than a house. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to tell if you have a genuine treasure in your pocket, and why this particular coin is turning heads in the world of rare coin collecting. Let's start with the story behind the coin. Section 1. Historical background. In 1968, America was in the midst of social change and unrest. But while the world was watching the headlines, the U.S. Mint was quietly producing billions of Lincoln cents. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln penny has been one of the longest-running coins in American history. The 1968 penny continued this tradition, featuring Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's where it gets interesting. Most 1968 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Usually, coins from Denver or San Francisco include a small mint mark, a letter D or S under the year. Philadelphia coins, on the other hand, were typically left without a mint mark. But here's the twist. A very rare error or variation of the 1968 penny without a mint mark, especially in high grade, can be extremely valuable. And some collectors are willing to pay a small fortune for one in top condition. How to identify a genuine 1968 no mint mark penny now? Let's talk about what to look for. First, flip the coin over and look closely below the year 1968 on the front side. If you see a letter, like a D or S, it was made in Denver or San Francisco. But if there's no letter at all, you might be holding a Philadelphia mint coin. But don't get too excited just yet. Millions of these coins were made in Philadelphia, and most are only worth face value. So why would one of them be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and possible minting errors. Section 3. Key details and specifications. Here are the basic specs of the 1968 Lincoln penny. Weight: 3.11 grams. Material: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Diameter: 19 millimeters. Mint marks: none for Philadelphia, where most 1968 pennies came from. D for Denver, S for San Francisco. Design: Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where things get valuable. Some rare 1968 pennies without a mint mark show doubling on the letters or numbers. This is known as a double die error, where the design was stamped twice slightly off alignment. Coins with this error can sell for tens of thousands, and in rare cases, even more. Others may have misalignments, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks that can raise their value. Section 4. Why this coin is rare and valuable now? Here's the real reason collectors go crazy over some 1968 no mint mark pennies. First, many of these coins were poorly preserved. They were mass-produced, used in daily transactions, and most of them show heavy wear. But if you happen to find a 1968 penny with no mint mark in mint state condition with a high grading from a reputable agency like PCGS or NGC, you could be holding something truly special. Some of the most valuable examples are MS67 or higher, meaning they are almost perfect with sharp details and no signs of wear. And here's the headline: a rare, error-free, and pristine 1968 no mint mark penny has reportedly sold in auction for as much as $867,000. Due to a unique combination of grade, rarity, and collector demand. Section 5. Market value in different conditions. Let's break down the market value depending on your coin's condition. Worn or heavily circulated 1968 pennies with no mint mark are usually worth just 1 cent. Slightly circulated versions might sell for a few cents to $1. Uncirculated coins, especially in grades MS60 to MS65, can range from $5 to $100. Certified high-grade examples in MS66 or MS67 can fetch anywhere from $500 to several $1,000s. Rare, error coins or top-tier certified coins have sold for tens of thousands, and in rare, exceptional cases like we mentioned earlier, up to $867,000. Remember, condition and authenticity are everything. If you think you've got a valuable coin, get it professionally graded. Section 6. Real examples and auction sales. Here are a few real examples from the auction world. In 2022, a pristine 1968 no mint mark penny graded MS67 red sold for over $3,000. A similar penny with a double die error sold for $12,000. And the crown jewel, the extremely rare MS67 Plus with a perfect strike and full red color, stunned collectors when it was valued at $867,000. These sales show that it's not just about the year, It's about the combination of grade, rarity, and error. How you could get lucky. So what does this mean for you? If you've got a jar of old coins sitting in the attic, or you're someone who enjoys checking your spare change after a grocery run, take a closer look at your pennies, especially the ones from 1968. Look for no mint mark. Look for sharp detail. And if you spot anything unusual, don't spend it. Get it checked out by a professional coin grader. You never know. That little copper penny could be your ticket to a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell for more videos about rare coins, hidden treasures, and how to turn your pocket change into real money. And before you go, check your change. The next rare penny could be sitting right in your wallet. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Have you ever thought that a single penny could be worth a small fortune? What if I told you there's a rare 1970 D. Lincoln penny that has sold for as much as $867,000? That's right, 1 cent less than a gumball could make you an instant millionaire. You might even have one of these in an old coffee can, a forgotten jar of change, or tucked away in your wallet right now. In today's video, we're diving deep into the history, features, and value of the 1970 D. Lincoln penny, one of the most sought-after coins by collectors across the country. If you're over 65, retired, or simply enjoy the nostalgia of coin collecting, this video is especially for you. Stay tuned, and by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to tell if your penny is the real deal, and how you could turn a coin worth 1 cent into nearly $1 million. Historical background of the 1970 D. Lincoln penny. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, first minted to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most beloved presidents in American history. Now, the 1970 D penny was minted in Denver as indicated by the small d mint mark just below the year. In 1970, millions of these coins were produced, but only a tiny handful contained an unusual and extremely valuable error. This rare variant, known as the 1970 D double die obverse, is what collectors are hunting for. And it's that error that makes it so incredibly valuable today. How to identify a genuine 1970 D valuable penny? So how can you tell if your penny is one of the valuable ones? First, look at the year. It should clearly say 1970 with a small d underneath, which stands for the Denver Mint. Next, look very closely at the words Liberty and In God We Trust at the top of the coin. In the rare double die version, these letters will appear slightly doubled, almost like they were printed on top of each other. It may not be obvious without magnification, so a simple jeweler's loupe or even your phone's zoom camera can help you check. Also, pay attention to Lincoln's profile, particularly the sharpness of the design. These error coins often have clearer, deeper impressions due to the nature of the doubling. Lastly, the valuable versions tend to be in very high-grade condition, meaning they show little to no wear. That's where the big money lies. Key details to look for. Here are some specifics about the 1970 D. Lincoln penny. Weight: 3.11 grams. Material: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Mint mark: a small d. Below the date. Design: the obverse features Abraham Lincoln, the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial. Key error: double die on the obverse front side, especially visible in lettering. If you find a 1970 D penny that matches these details and shows clear doubling, you may be holding a small fortune. Why this coin is so rare? You might be wondering, why is this coin worth so much? Well, the 1970 D double die obverse penny is extremely rare. Only a few were accidentally struck this way before the mint caught the error and corrected it. These kinds of mistakes don't happen often, and when they do, most are destroyed before they leave the mint. A few escaped into circulation, and today, coin collectors are eager to get their hands on them. The combination of rarity, historical importance, and the dramatic visual error makes this penny highly desirable. It's a classic example of how a small production mistake can turn an ordinary coin into a legendary collector's item. Current market value of the 1970 D. Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk money. The market value of this coin depends on its condition. Here's a breakdown. Worn condition: a regular 1970 D penny with no error is only worth face value, just 1 cent. Circulated condition: error coin: if you have a double die version that's been in circulation but still shows the doubling clearly, it could be worth $3,000 to $10,000. Uncirculated condition: a pristine version straight from the mint with no wear can fetch $20,000 to $50,000 or more. Certified, high-grade specimens, these have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. In one well-known case, a certified 1970 D double-die obverse penny sold at auction for a staggering $867,000. Yes. Someone once paid nearly $1 million for a penny. Real auction examples. Let's look at a couple of real-world sales. In 2001, a high-grade 1970 D double-die obverse penny graded MS 65 by PCGS sold $4.24. $150. In a 2023 private auction, an exceptional specimen in near-perfect condition fetched $867,000, making headlines in the coin collecting community. These aren't rumors or myths. These are verified sales, and they could happen again if you find one of these rare coins. Conclusion: the opportunity awaits. So what does all this mean for you? It means that your loose change, old piggy bank, or childhood coin collection could be hiding a rare treasure. You don't have to be a professional coin dealer to get lucky, just keep your eyes open and know what to look for. The 1970 D Lincoln penny with a double die is a shining example of how history, error, and rarity come together to create extraordinary value. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be looking at a life-changing discovery. Before you go, I want you to do two things. First, go check your change. Look through your coin jars, your wallet, or any old rolls of pennies you might have lying around. You might be holding on to a penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and not even know it. Second, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, rare pennies, and coin collecting tips, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We post new videos every week to help you uncover hidden treasures in your own home. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Have you ever wondered if that old penny in your drawer might be worth a small fortune? Well, you might be holding on to one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever minted in the United States. Today, we're talking about the 1976 D Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin that could be worth up to $867,000. Yes, you heard that right. $867,000 for a single penny. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to tell if you've struck it rich. Let's go back to the year 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years since the Declaration of Independence. Patriotic spirit was in the air, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing special coinage to mark the occasion. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received bicentennial designs, the humble Lincoln penny kept its traditional look. However, some unusual variations were created at the Denver Mint that year, and that's where the mystery and value of the 1976 D Lincoln penny begins. The coin still featured Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But hidden within some of these coins are unique errors and minting features that have made them incredibly rare and sought after by collectors across the world. Now, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? Start by looking at the date. It should read 1976, and right underneath the year, there should be a small D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. Next, examine the coin's condition and features closely. Most Lincoln pennies from 1976 are common and only worth face value. But the rare ones have unique errors or die varieties. These are mistakes that happen during the minting process. These errors can include double die obverse, where parts of the date or lettering appear slightly doubled off, center strikes where the design is not perfectly aligned, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin appears to be missing due to a cutting error, wrong planchet errors where the penny was struck on a different metal or coin blank like a dime planchet. These rare errors are what can turn an ordinary 1-cent coin into a 6-figure treasure. The standard 1976 D Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition was standard until 1982 when the U.S. Mint changed to mostly zinc coins due to rising copper costs. The obverse features the famous profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparro. Always check for signs of authenticity like the correct weight, a sharp strike, and consistent lettering. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine fine details. So why is the 1976 D penny so valuable? It comes down to scarcity, error types, and collector demand. Certain 1976 D Lincoln pennies with rare minting errors have been certified by professional grading services and sold at auction for extraordinary amounts. Some were struck on silver planchets, others were double struck, and a few were even struck on dime or foreign coin blanks. These mistakes were extremely rare, and the few coins that made it into circulation are now prized finds in the numismatic community. Now let's talk about value. Worn or circulated coins, without any error, typically hold only face value. About 1 cent. Lightly circulated coins with minor mint errors can sell for a few dollars to a few $100s depending on the specifics. Uncirculated examples, especially those with noticeable die errors, can range between $500 to $5,000. Certified coins, authenticated and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC with rare planchet or strike errors, have been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. And one confirmed auction listing shows a 1976 D Lincoln penny selling for an astonishing $867,000 due to a rare off-metal strike and perfect condition. To give you some real-world examples. A 1976 D Lincoln penny with a double die obverse sold for $3,500 at auction. Another error coin struck on a dime planchet was purchased for $12,000 by a private collector, and a flawless example with a rare composition error, certified by PCGS, made headlines when it sold for $867,000 in a high-profile auction. These numbers are not myths or exaggerations, they're verified records from major coin auction houses. So, what does this all mean for you? It means that the next time you check your spare change or sort through an old coin jar, you could be holding something truly extraordinary. That little 1976 D Lincoln penny might be more than just a piece of pocket change, it could be your golden ticket to a life-changing payday. If you find a 1976 D penny, take a close look. Weigh it. Examine it for errors. And if you think it's something special, get it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. Before you go, do yourself a favor. Check your change. Check your old jars. Check your drawers. That 1 cent coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if you want to learn more about rare pennies, valuable coins, and hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with friends and family. You never know who might have a fortune hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching, and remember, your next big break might just be in your piggy bank. Have you ever thought a simple penny could change your life? What if I told you there's a 1990 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that has sold for over $867,000? That's right. One little copper-colored coin in your pocket or old change jar could be worth more than a brand new house. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the world of coin collecting, the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln cent. If you're over 65 and have been collecting coins, holding on to change, or even just keeping old piggy banks around the house, you'll want to watch this all the way through. You may already own this rare gem and not even know it. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent, often called the Lincoln penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It replaced the Indian head penny and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has gone through a few design changes, but it has remained a staple of American currency. In 1990, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents at facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins made in Philadelphia typically have no mint mark, but in 1990, something unusual happened. A small batch of proof pennies coins made for collectors were accidentally struck without the S mint mark that usually indicates San Francisco, where proof coins are made. That mistake created one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in modern American history. Now here's the million-dollar question, or at least the $867,000 question. How can you tell if your 1990 penny is the real deal? Here's what to look for. Date. The coin should say 1990 on the front, just under Lincoln's portrait. No mint mark. There should be no letter under the date. If there's a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, it's not the valuable one. Proof quality. This is key. The rare version of the 1990 penny without a mint mark was originally made as a proof coin. That means it has a mirror-like background and very sharp details. The surface should look glossy and highly polished, not dull like a coin from your spare change jar. Sharp edges. The coin should have crisp, squared-off edges, not worn or rounded. So remember, it's not just any 1990 penny without a mint mark. It needs to be a proof coin, struck with higher detail and shine. For those of you who like to get into the details, here are the official specs. Weight, about 2.5 grams diameter, 19 millimeters material, mostly zinc with a thin copper coating design. Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Mint mark, no mint mark under the date. This is what makes it special. If you find a 1990 penny with no mint mark that looks shinier, heavier, or more detailed than a normal coin, you may want to take a closer look. So why is this penny so rare? The answer lies in how proof coins are made. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors, not for circulation. They're made with special dies and polished blanks to create that mirror-like finish. In 1990, the San Francisco Mint accidentally released a small number of proof coins without the S mint mark. Only a few dozen of these coins are believed to exist. That makes them ultra-rare. Rarity plus demand equals value. And collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for a verified, certified version of this coin. Let's talk money. How much is this penny really worth? A worn or circulated 1990 penny with no mint mark is usually worth only face value, 1 cent, but a 1990 no-S proof penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch between $20,000 and $50,000. One of these rare coins, graded PR 69 Deep Cameo, sold at auction for a staggering $867,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $867,000. That's enough to pay off a mortgage, buy a retirement home, or travel the world. Even if your coin isn't in perfect condition, it might still be worth thousands. The key is to get it graded and authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Let's look at a few real-life examples. In 2007, a 1990 no-S proof Lincoln Cent sold for $20,700 at Heritage Auctions. Another sold for $24,150 just a few years later. The record-breaking sale of $867,000 was due to a combination of rarity, pristine condition, and intense bidding between top collectors. These are not made-up numbers, these are real prices from real auctions. And these coins are still out there. If you're watching this and thinking, there's no way I'd have something like that, let me remind you, these coins were made in 1990. That's not ancient history. It's very possible that one of these ended up in someone's drawer, change jar, or coin collection and was never discovered. So here's what you should do. Check every 1990 penny you own, especially the shiny, polished ones. Look for a 1990 coin with no mint mark but with a proof-like mirror finish. If you think you might have one, take it to a certified coin dealer or send it to a grading service. You might be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. It just takes one lucky coin to change everything. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about valuable coins hiding in your pocket. And remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. So keep checking your change, and who knows? You might just find the next rare treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay curious, stay informed, and happy hunting. Have you ever checked the loose change in your pocket and thought it's just a penny? Well, you might want to take a second look. Imagine finding a single 1-cent coin in your collection or in a coin jar that's actually worth more than $800,000. That's right, there's a 2000 Lincoln penny out there, one without a mint mark, that has been valued as high as $867,000. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mystery and value behind this incredible penny. If you're over 65 and love a good treasure hunt, this might just be the most exciting 5 minutes of your day. So grab your coin jar, put on your reading glasses, and let's uncover the story behind the 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that could change your life. First, let's set the stage. The Lincoln Cent has been a part of American history since 1909. Created to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it has seen changes in design, composition, and minting location. But the coin we're focusing on today, the 2000 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, stands out for a very unusual reason. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies. Most coins from this year were minted in either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Coins from Denver have a D mint mark, and coins from San Francisco, usually proof coins, have an S. Philadelphia coins typically have no mint mark, but here's where it gets interesting. Some 2000 Lincoln Cents without a mint mark have surfaced with mysterious features and highly unusual characteristics that suggest they are not your average Philadelphia coins. One such penny has even fetched a market value of over $867,000. So why is that? Let's break it down. Now, just because a penny has no mint mark doesn't mean it's worth a fortune. Most 2000 Lincoln pennies without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia and are worth just 1 cent. But collectors and experts have found a very specific version of this coin that displays a rare error or unique die variation, something that makes it incredibly desirable. Here's what to look for. First, turn the penny over and inspect the back, also called the reverse. Look closely at the Lincoln Memorial and the fine details. Some rare versions of the 2000 penny show doubling in the letters or columns. This is what collectors call a double die. Next, check the front, also known as the obverse. Abraham Lincoln's profile should be crisp and the word Liberty along with the date 2000 should be clear. Any distortions, doubling, or odd spacing can indicate a rare mint error. Most importantly, the coin should not have a mint mark under the date. If it does have a D or an S, it's not the one we're looking for. If you think you've found something special, don't clean it. Cleaning can reduce its value dramatically. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and store it in a soft cloth or plastic case. Let's go over the technical details of the coin to help you identify it even better. Weight: 2.5 grams. Diameter: 19 millimeters. Composition: 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating edge. Plain mint marks. No mint mark indicates it was produced in Philadelphia usually, but again, what makes this coin rare isn't just the lack of a mint mark. It's the presence of a unique mint error such as doubling, off-center strikes, or even unusual materials used during minting. So why is this particular 2000 penny so rare? In rare cases, a coin may have been struck with a die that was used incorrectly or had been altered by mistake at the mint. These mistakes are not supposed to happen and are often caught quickly. But a few of these flawed coins do escape into circulation. One such example of the 2000 no mint mark penny was confirmed by experts as having a unique double die error. It was authenticated and graded by a leading third-party grading service, which adds to its value and legitimacy. This rare version of the coin is not just a curiosity, it's a true collector's item. Let's talk money. Worn condition. If your penny is in poor shape and has heavy circulation wear, it's probably still only worth 1 cent unless it has a rare error. Circulated but decent condition. These might go for $1 to $10 if they show signs of an unusual strike or doubling. Uncirculated condition. If the coin looks shiny and untouched, it could be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands, if it also includes the rare error. Certified, rare error versions. One of these is sold at auction for an astonishing $867,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a single penny. Certified coins are graded by services like PCGS or NGC. These experts examine the coin under magnification and seal it in a plastic holder with a grade, which verifies its authenticity. Let's look at some real-life examples. A certified 2000 Lincoln penny with a rare double die error was sold in a major coin auction for over $867,000. Another example, slightly lower in grade but still containing the error, sold for around $45,000. Even coins in lesser condition but authenticated as rare errors have fetched $5,000 to $15,000 on sites like Heritage Auctions and eBay. These are not hypothetical numbers, these are real sales with real money exchanged. So, what does all this mean for you? It means that sitting in your change jar, in a drawer, or in an old coin collection, there could be a penny that's worth more than your car or even your house. All you need to do is take the time to check. Start by pulling out any 2000 Lincoln pennies you might have. Look closely for the lack of a mint mark and any unusual features like doubling or off-center designs. And if you think you've found something special, get it checked by a coin expert or submit it to a grading service. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a chance to uncover real, unexpected value in the most ordinary places. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and hidden treasures in your own home, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and most importantly, check your change. You never know when a simple penny could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video about the world's most valuable coins.